Hey everyone, welcome back to Robotic QA. Today I'll show you how to get the best result from AI tools like ChatGPT using the prompt modifiers. Think of them as a shortcut that tell the AI how to answer. Whether you want a detailed explanation, step-by-step guide or even a code. And to make this super practical, we'll be using the examples from software testing and development. So let's dive in. So first we will see style or depth. Okay, so let's say I have this chat GPT open. I want to ask explain Selenium WebDriver, but we will use the modifier here called expand, and then you can ask your question. Let's say explain Selenium WebDriver. So here slash expand is the modifier, and now if I ask using this modifier, it will give the long and detailed answer with example. Okay, so if you see here, it is giving what is Selenium WebDriver, key features, okay, how it work, everything. But if you ask this question without this expand modifier, it may give the different response. Okay, so by giving this modifier, we are giving the instruction to Copilot, very clear instructions. I want detailed and long answer with example, and if you see here, it gives the explanation with example also. Okay, advantage, limitations, one example, architecture overview, how it work, okay, and key features. Okay, so this is one modifier we have seen, expand. So another one we will see the summarize modifier. So what summarize modifier will do, it will summarize, okay, keeps it short and to the point. Okay, it will not give the very lengthy, it will give the very short answer and to the point. Okay, so for that one I'll be writing here slash and then summarize and then ask the question. Let's say explain what is API testing. Okay, instead of just asking what is API testing, you can give this prompt modifier summarize and then give the question. Okay, explain what is API testing, and now if I hit enter, if you see, it will give very short, not very lengthy, but to the point. So API testing summary, definition, key points, what is important, and that's it. So if you see, very crisp and clear answer we got based on the prompt modifier which we use. Okay, so next we will use the modifier called simplifier. Okay, so what this will do, like it will give very basic explanation like a beginner. So if you are new to some topics, let's say I want to ask explain continuous integration, and I'm new to this what is continuous integration, so we'll use this modifier simplify. So what it will give, it will give the very basic explanation like you are a beginner. Okay, it simplifies, is perfect for juniors or non-technical stakeholders. So if you see here, it is giving key idea, benefit, typically CI tools, what are the tools are used, and if you see, it is very clear. And here also see here simplified explanation of continuous integration. So this is the use of this simplify modifier. So next, so let's say I want a step-by-step explanation. So we'll use the modifier step hyphen by hyphen step, and then give how to automate, okay, login test case in Selenium. Okay, so what this modifier will do, it will give stepwise list like open browser, locate an element. So this is one of my favorite for tutorial. So now if you see here, it is working on in background, and in a few seconds it will, you see, step by step automate a login script, define a test case, keep it explicit, then prerequisite, you need to do setup also, right, before you automate, project dependencies, then use the page object model recommended, test case with setup and tear down of session, data driven, optional, best practices, tips, common problems and fixes, quick Python, okay, run it, and that's it, how it will give. Next we will see modifiers related to format and output. Okay, so first we will see the code modifier. So if you just type /code, and if you write here, write a Selenium script to open Google and search robotic QA. Okay, so so AI will give the code output. Okay, so if you just hit this one, so here is a clean working Selenium example. So because we are using the code modifier, it is giving the example. Okay, so now it is giving in the Java, but if you want in Python, you can ask to give in Python also. Okay, that's the use of the code modifier, right? So basically if you ask, like, it may give the some text, okay, explanation also, but now because of this code modifier, it is just giving the example, okay, which is required. Next I'll use pseudo, okay, and then we can ask automate sending a Kafka message. Okay, so high level steps with a real syntax. So this modifier will give the high level steps without a real syntax. Okay, not with syntax, without a real syntax. Okay, so it is giving the begin, okay, config, procedure, topic, so what is the structure, and it is giving some explanation of the steps. Okay, so next is the diagram modifier. So let's see what is the use of diagram modifier. So so it will give the ASCII diagram. Okay, so let's say I will ask show how CI/CD pipeline work for automation testing. So that's what I'm going to ask, and I will give in the modifier diagram, and let's see what it does. And now if you see, we are not asking to generate a diagram, but the ChatGPT is generating the diagram now because we are using the diagram modifier here. Okay, so it is working in the background. It will take couple of seconds and it will generate the ASCII diagram. Okay, I think it is done. It is loading now, and if you see, it is giving the diagram. Okay, code commit, build, automated test, and apply. Okay, so next we will see the prompt modifier related to the tones. Okay, so if you want a professional and textbook like response, so you can use the formal as a prompt modifier. So let me ask, like, explain me a test automation framework, and before that I'm using this modifier formal. So this will give the professional and textbook like response to you. Okay, so it is giving the, here is the formal explanation of test automation framework, formal definition, key characteristics, okay, core component. Okay, so this is the use of the formal prompt modifier. Next, now same question I will ask, but now I will give the modifier as a casual. Okay, so casual means like it will give the friendly response. Okay, friendly or conversational. Okay, now let me ask same question with a different modifier, and you will observe the how the response is. Okay, now here if you see, it gave the formal definition, key characteristics, core component, but here if you see, like, what is test automation framework, what it include, okay, why it's awesome, okay, awesome, and popular types. Okay, so the response is changed based on the prompt modifier, right? So now I want to use the another modifier, which is a story. Okay, so if you want anything which is like story style narration, okay, response in story, so you can use this /story, explain why plague tests are dangerous. Okay, and let's see what happen now. It will give like a story. Okay, so it is creating the story to explain you like why it is dangerous. Like, once upon a time in a busy software thing, there was a test named the login test. Okay, so it is giving like a story, and finally the moral also. and it is very interesting to read this kind of response from the ChatGPT. Okay, and it is easy to learn also, right? Next is like if you want something in the bullet points, like key benefits of Playwright over Selenium, so we'll use the modifier bullet points. Okay, so let me use that bullet points, key benefits of Playwright over Selenium, and this modifier will give everything in the bullet points. So if you see, so this is the response 1 2, both are in bullet points, and you can accept whichever you like. Okay, so it is giving the bulleted format. Okay, next you can select which one you prefer. Let me go with this one. Next we will use the different modifiers which are related to thinking and perspective. Okay, let's say I want advantages and disadvantages of Selenium and Playwright, right? So I can use the modifier pros and cons Selenium versus Playwright, and if you see here, it is giving me very clear pro and cons of Selenium. Okay, I don't need to explain in lengthy keywords like okay, search Selenium, Playwright, give me the pro and cons of Selenium and Playwright. So using one modifier, it get very clear instruction and it will give the response, proper response. Okay. Next we will see the common mistakes modifier. So / common - mistakes. Okay, so what it will do, pitfalls to avoid. Let's say you want to avoid some pitfalls, you will use this modifier, right? I am asking while writing Postman test. Okay, so what to avoid while writing the Postman test? It is giving all the common mistakes in Postman test. Avoid validating response status code properly, not validating. Okay, so you have to avoid, you have to verify response code, hard coding environment URL or API key. You should not hard code any URL or API key, bearer token, credentials, anything. Okay, it is giving very clear response, right? You want to know some best practices, okay, for GitLab actions in CI/CD, right? So you will use the modifier called best practices. Okay, hyphen best practices, and then give your question. Okay, I'm just giving the example question. You can change your question based on your need, and you have to select proper modifier to get the proper response, right? So here if you see, this is giving the standard practices, okay, best practices for GitHub actions, and see it is very clear also. Okay, so this is how like you will get what exactly you are looking for. And now very important is the interview. Okay, Q&A style answer response you will get from the ChatGPT. So you are preparing for an interview, you are learning something. Okay, you have interview tomorrow and you want to prepare, so you can use the interview - interview modifier. So this will give you the Q&A kind of response, like what is different between smoke and sanity test. Okay, and now if you see here, it is giving aspects, smoke testing, sanity testing. So by using this quick way to remember, so it is giving you like how you can remember also in very less time, right? So you don't want to forget, right, when you are in interview. So you are preparing for interview before a day and you don't want to forget, so it is giving some quick way to remember also. Smoke test, is the system alive? Sanity test, did my fix work or and nothing else broke? Okay, I hope this video is useful. So that's how you can use the prompt modifiers to supercharge your ChatGPT prompt in software testing and development. From a quick summarize to detailed script, you will always in control of response style. Okay, so if you want the cheat sheet for this prompt modifier, just comment the cheat sheet and I will share the all the cheat sheet for this prompt modifier. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, because you will get new videos related to AI in testing, AI in development, and you will learn something new every day. Thank you.